Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. As usual, as soon as we start this program, you can open batter, open bowl. Pick up your telephone, 4420175, and give us a call. This program is more about you than about a host. What you have to say is more important. We speak about anything on the program. There is no barriers. Politics, religion, socioeconomic issues, abuse, sodomy, Iraq, Iran, whether it is the conflict between Israel and Hamas and other Muslims. Or in Grenada, we never have a dull moment. Local politics, any issue. Education system in the Caribbean, University of the West Indies. We fear no subject matter. We express our opinion on issues based upon the information we have. If we have new information, we change the opinion. Number to call is 4420175. You who are on social media, we on RealFM 91.9, YouTube, Facebook, On Target. We encourage you to share our program, subscribe to RealFM, and like our program. It is good for the program if you like it. Even if you don't like the program, share the program to your friends and see if they don't like it too. Sometimes you don't like it, but your friends don't like it too. Share it with them. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon. So how are you doing, sir?
Great, man. Good, man.
Yes, sir. I want to be brief and precisely. We have a concern in Grenada that the Chokmen around the St. Andrews area and could be further too are mashing up the beaches in the St. Andrews area, so especially in the Baghdad area, the River Antoine area, the Hope area, and them Chokmen jogging out all the sand from the beach and creating a havoc in this place, sir. You understand? And trust me, it is not good. Another thing before I run off, in the Baghdad, due to the greenness area over there, sir, I don't know if the government could send somebody to clean up this area there. Set a debris, you take a drive down there for yourself, sir. I set a illegal dumping, sir, all in the river in Dong family, and I set a dumping taking place. And this is not nice for the nation. It is not nice. Independence is coming up. It is not nice, sir. This is my contribution.
Yes, Colin. The government have $15 million for independence. $15 million. So I believe the government should get a gang and clean up the area. Money is not a problem. I understand they have 15 million, and some people say it could be 20. They shouldn't spend all this money in bringing people to Grenada. They should let some of this money go to the ordinary man, the ordinary people who are unemployed. We beg the government, out of this 15 million you have, pay some of the people to clean up the area. You have money, and thing is not so, thing is coconous on the ground. It's coconous. So spend some of this 15 million you have so that the ordinary man could get a little bite. Let it trickle down. Government don't understand. Let this money trickle down. Don't deny the poor of the poor. That is what Eric Gary stood for. They used to call those Garyites illiterates. Stinking Garyites. Is what language they used to use for those Garyites. 50 years after, the government have the same language using. 50 years after. So I hope you heard the cry of the people from Baghdad. They spoke about the damage done to the road by the trucks. Fix the road. And they spoke about the waste that is dumped on the beach. So money is not a problem. In Grenada, we have money. CBI program is bringing in a lot of money, and the government is spending money wild and reckless. So spend some in Baghdad and help the poor people there. Or help the unemployed people. I know the government don't like the word poor. Help the unemployed people. Yes, scholars, the number to call is 442-0175. We're taking calls. We stop in the middle of a sentence and take your call. What you have to say is important. We just babble to keep the time up. We concerned about the gracious offer. The gracious offer offered to the parliamentarian that demitted office. We hearing some figures. We understand that that parliamentarian was asking for $100,000 and insisting that they must not lose pocket as a result of demitting office. I admire the individuals because it seems that money talk and bullshit work. So the parliamentarian wanted 100,000 and he must not lose pocket as a result of demitting office. I think that is one of the contributing factor. I believe that was one of the contributing factor that the swearing in took place without the media. Perhaps it's the first time in the history of Grenada we had a cabinet swearing in and the media was banned from attending because they didn't want it turned ugly. Another figure playing around that the individual was offered 60,000, but he would lose pocket. So he stood his ground, 100,000, and I must not lose pocket. He considered the offer a gracious offer. I understand he did not lose pocket. I don't know if he compromised between the, what was the compromise between the 60 and the 100,000. The government must tell us what was the gracious offer. Those are the speculation and the rumors that are wrong. But over the last several days, the figures are consistent and based upon the laws of deduction, logic, and smoke doesn't come out without fire, or fire doesn't come out without smoke. We come to the conclusion, based upon the information that we have on the ground, we don't know how reliable the information is, but it is consistent. The government is not voluntarily providing information for us. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes.
How are you? Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Go right ahead.
Yeah. The other day I hear a news that Miss Gloria Thomas saying that the pensioners, people have to go to cooperative bank to collect the seed benefit. And that is to take them out from the hot, the sun, and the amount of stress. But Ms. Gloria must understand that that was implemented since in the NNP government. But so are we persons so ignorant and not listening, saying that they want to know if they have money in the bank for them to take out the NIS, the seed program from them. So this, what they want to initiative, is not a new thing. That is from the NNP government, because I was a seed beneficiary and I does not be in the sun. Because when they implement that, I'm saying for we to put it in some financial, institute where we have a little account. I did it. So what she's talking about, that is not a new initiative. That is NNP initiative. So she'd already yet with that. So
I think the difference might be that they want everybody to have a bank account. That might be the difference.
yeah, but
Because it was existing already,
yes,
but the government facilitated those that had challenges with the banks.
okay,
But now it appears that the government washed their hands. They say, get a bank account.
okay,
I don't know if some of these people, I don't know if the government would help them to organize a bank account.
okay.
Because to open a bank account in Grenada is not easy.
It's not easy,
It's not easy to open a bank account.
and not even in the credit union too.
Even the credit union come just as the banking.
Just like the
They
bank.
get bad-minded as the bank.
Just like
So they make it extremely difficult for the poor of the poor
yes,
to open a bank account or account in the credit union.
yes,
And now the government, I don't know whether the government would assist those who have difficulties and challenges
yes.
in opening an account to do so. I don't know what arrangement the government is making for those who are sick and cannot go there,
Right, right.
or those who are incapacitated. I don't know what arrangement they're making for them. Yes, caller, thank you.
Yes, aye.
And that is the challenge when you have a government that is reluctant to provide information. Mountains could be made out of molehill. Speculation and rumors could run wild and give opportunity to grow because the government is not interested in providing information for the people. But I do hope the Prime Minister would tell us about the gracious offer. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a problem with a certain bank in Grenville. I have $500. When I go for the money, it's a long time I didn't want to the money. I won't lie for you. It's a long time. When I go for the money, they're telling me how I have only have $40 and cents. I say, why? They say because I didn't service in some kind of thing, whatever, some service, whatever you have to take out or whatever. Mr. Pierre, I look at this thing as thief. This bank is thieving people money. And they have to stop that. Otherwise, the authorities will have to come in and deal with these people. And when these people and them steal money, expose them. Expose them. When courts end up in problem and other people end up in problem, they're exposing them, but they don't expose these people and the bank expose them. Thank you.
Yes, caller, well, this is robbery with violence. It is robbery with violence. The institution, the financial institutions, they are charging you to keep your money there. And if you put your money in the bank and years you didn't go in it, sometimes when you see they announcing it on the papers, 5 cents and 10 cents you have in the account. And when you go to find out how much you have in the account, they say you have to put something for you to know. You have to bring ID card and etc. And small accounts, the poorer people that had their money in the bank for Sianka Tuka, they get shaft. They get shaft. The banks are removing your money. Even the credit unions are declaring your account dormant. Even the credit unions today are declaring that your account is dormant. And as a result of that, there are a number of Grenadians, 20, 35 years around, thereabout, that don't have an account in the bank. And if they have small amount of money and they decide to save it, maybe they have to seriously reconsider because the banks might not be a good place to save small quantities of money. The interest that they give you on your account is much less than the quantum, the amount they take out every month. So you who have small loans, small savings in the bank, you are losing money every month. And the credit unions is more and more coming like the bank. And it's kind of sad because our own sons and daughters that are making this decision. You see, when you see the government hostility against people in the lower income group, you have to go and understand the banks and the credit unions. And the government now do not see themselves as champion for the less fortunate. The politicians we have today is a greedy group of vultures. They don't see themselves as championing the cause of the marginalized and poor. Yesteryear, politicians championed the cause of the people. But this period, the government say these beggy people and them, they don't care about them. These classless people, the government don't care them. They say nasty people and needy and greedy. Eric Gary and a lot of the Uriah Buzz Butler and a lot of the old politicians of yesteryear, they must be thrown in the grave. That is who we have. And that is why I always say, I don't care about reparation. Because the black man sold us in slavery. He is just as guilty, or perhaps more guilty, than the slave master. Patricia Fletcher, Lazarus Thomas Shebete, I want to wish you all a happy birthday. Today is their birthday. I want to wish them a happy birthday. From Conference area, Korea Hill, and all the listeners that we have there, and we have a lot of people, they and in other parts of the islands, listen to us. Pockets area, they don't call, they listen. And I want to wish you that you have a happy birthday. Love, hope, peace, and prosperity is an important thing for you. So we appeal to the government today, the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, don't wait. Come out and tell the nation the sum total of the gracious offer. Prime Minister, based upon what we hear, this is tantamount to bribery. This is bribery. You want to make a cabinet reshuffle, and members of your cabinet are demanding a package deal to demit cabinet. $100,000, and they must not lose pocket. And I understand the 60,000 was not accepted. I don't know what was the final agreement. Whether or not it was 60 and they don't lose pocket, or 100 and they don't lose pocket, or more. You see, a lot of your individuals recognize that 160 was the number floated around for number 10. And the Prime Minister was sold as a man with deep pockets and contacts. And they see the exorbitant and reckless way that Grenada money is spent. And they say they want a piece of the hog. They want a piece of the hog. But that have to be tantamount to bribery. So, Deacon, Don't wait. Come and explain it to us. And we particularly want the children in school. You who are in national college and secondary school, by that age, you're supposed to be aware and conscious of the direction your country is going. And a number of you should be involved in politics already. So we want to ask Deacon to explain the gracious offer. What quantum was provided for the cabinet minister, the parliamentarian that demitted cabinet? I think that is the right word to use. I'm using your word, Mr. Prime Minister, that demitted of. He eventually compromised. And he said he had a gracious offer. And he ensured his colleagues who help him lobby that he will be there for them to support them. This is our country. A new template is established. We're writing the rules about accountability and morality. The Prime Minister said morality is a private thing. We're writing the rules of it. And more, we're hearing that money talk and bullshit walk. So we want to encourage the Prime Minister. Don't leave all this thing without responding to it. Because we will not stop asking. We have to ask the people in the diaspora to find out if there is any truth. Because we're not certain. We're hearing the consistent speculation and rumors. Find out from Deacon about the gracious offer. Whether or not the cabinet minister, cabinet member that demitted cabinet ring Deacon hand and ensure that $100,000 was there and the cabinet member dictated that he must not lose pocket. So we want to know to what extent and what price was paid. This is legitimate. As a people in a democracy, we have a right to know. And the fact that the government policies, information is based upon need to know, we feel we need to know. We know Deacon will not answer us. So we appeal to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora and our students in school. Next time you see a minister, ask them. Ask them. All of them know. There was a lot of discussion among them on that. A lot of compromise and a lot of discussion. And that is one of the reasons we understand that the press had to be shut out from the ceremony. The number to call is 4420175. Call us. Cultureman, a long time we don't hear from you. He is one of the champions for agriculture for years. Pick up the telephone, Culture, and update us. Give us a call. Tell us about the roads. Tell us about the Cocoa Association. Tell us about the Nutmeg Association. Come on, Culture. Hello.
Mr. Pierre?
Yes, caller.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my brother.
Mr. Pierre, you're asking people to ask Prime Minister. Mr. Pierre, all more people for the Prime Minister. They heard him. Before they ask him a question, they already boycotted and to ask no question. They afraid. They'll tell you, among people supposed to apologize to the people of Grenada for what they do there. They refuse to bring the news to the people. They refuse to ask the Prime Minister question. Instead of they asking questions, they boycott it, they afraid him. Mr. Pierre, I listened to some news yesterday about the tourism industry. Mr. Pierre, it is shocking to know that the tourism industry over the Christmas is the highest it has ever been in the history of Grenada. By 1.5% to what we have. I am surprised. These people and them is good people. They're doing good for the country. And all you could say what all you want. Say anything all you want. People can go check on all you. This Prime Minister you see here, he will be the greatest Prime Minister in this country. And none of you can stop it. If you keep pushing, can stop it. I listen to Mr. Pierre. I listen to Mr. Deacon Mitchell Christmas message and the New Year's message. What he had on behind the headline. And I listened to Keith Mitchell where he had on Taka independent track. And there is track and change. The Prime Minister is a forward-looking man. He's trying to invest in this country. What is doing? All he's doing is condemning. He has no good forward thinking in him. All he's thinking is condemning this. He even go around the policeman and all. He's trying to criticize the policeman and them. The policeman and them for 21 years. So, Pierre, them NMP policeman and them in the fort, when they get guns, they're going to shoot it all about the place just to discredit this government. Them NMP policemen is wicked people. They should never do that. You imagine if you go and start and the policeman and them can catch them people? Mr. Pierre is saying, them policemen, them NMP policemen in the fort, them are shooting guns all over the place because they can't get nobody. Mr. Pierre, you have a good day.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Number to call is 4420175. You could always call and express your views and your opinions on issues. We reach a stage now where we have our children to school. You have a number of issues going on in the world that create challenges. And when there are challenges, not only the adults are affected, children are traumatized. And the children may not react as how adults may react. They may fold in within themselves. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
I just getting a little kick saying I didn't realize that the Grenada police was is NDC and NNP, you know.
Yes, that is the restorative justice. Yeah. That's one of the challenges we have with restorative justice. You know, and I always object to it because you will fractionize the society. Some of the language used is unacceptable. I constantly call over the 2 years to cease and desist from this language. You can't refer to Grenadians as classless. You shouldn't refer to Grenadians as nasty people. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes,
and
miss.
how are you?
Great, man. Good.
Great. I want to ask a question. Where this man living? Not in Grenada. It just seems as though he's a Grenadian. He must be even though he just reached in Grenada, he should really realize what takes place in Grenada and what taking place at this present time. No. I have to say, I have to lift up the impact that Kit Mitchell after Mr. Gary for putting the people in Grenada first. And them, because these people and them Dr. Keith Mitchell and his team, I have to say they work for no big salary. The salary they had to take for themselves, they use it on the poor people because they put the people first. But you see, those who are the Deacon Mitchell and thing, they go in there for money. They don't reach in there good yet. They start to put up on salary. They go in there for money to pull the pocket, and they don't care one damn about the people in Grenada. So this man must get his facts straight when he come in to talk nonsense, because it's only nonsense he does speak. And I really don't know where I don't know where he come from. When Dr. Kitch was there, the other day I heard him saying, all about clean, all about clean. What? He does not, he must be a crippler inside. He does not travel around. He must be crippled inside. The next thing again, look at presently now. They're trying to cover down the COVID that's spreading in Grenada. But COVID is spreading in Grenada, and they're trying to cover it down. I hope they will handle it. When the money, Grenada money, taken and pay plane to bring down people, I hope he's going to be able to handle it. But what Deacon Mitchell is doing, when you hear he and the minister come out from there, Grenada, and God, if they stay there until 2027, Lord, when these people and them, as though the man said nobody could move him, because they know the nastiness they're walking in. But God going to move him, because God is stronger than man. And when God move him, God going to rise up Grenada again. But Grenada will be under the ocean with death.
Yeah.
Under the ocean with death. Grenada will be sing. Deacon Mitchell is wicked dictator. He worse than Bishop. That's why they call him for Bishop Spirit. He worse than Bishop. But how it is, Bishop had his way. Bishop do wrong things. But Bishop is still trying to see where he could go with Grenada. And as I always say, if Bishop didn't take Grenada by the gun, and he wait for election, then Bishop might have win the election. But Deacon Mitchell, woe be unto you. God going to whip all you down to the ground. And God whipping is the best one.
Yeah.
So let them think this. And this man, it's time for you to shut up with this stupidness.
Yes, thank you, Colin. Yes, some people have always argued that when Boris Bishop overthrew the government, it was not justified because the government won 9 seats and they were not able to contest anything in the court. Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, as we come closer to independence, I think it is instructive, or people should have some clear ideas and information as to how we became independent. And looking through the political lens, from my point of view, I see independence as a cycle that started in 1951. So I look at it as a 23-year cycle, and this is my evaluation, right? Now, before 1951, the poor and ordinary people of this country did not have a franchise, which means that we were not able to vote for persons we think we wanted to run the affairs of this country. So in 1951, we were granted adult suffrage. That means that every Grenadian, regardless to his social or economic status, was able to vote to choose a government to represent them, to represent us in this country. So from 1951 to 1960, we had that system of government. And I look during that period, our politicians or representatives were not paid as ministers. There were no ministers. Our country was run by various departments. So in 1958, there was an act which gave the Grenadian legislators the right, or it was transformed from the Legislative and Executive Council to the House of Representatives, consisting of two houses, the House of Representatives and the Senate. So from 1960, we had Parliament, and you had the departments now became ministries. In 1967, we had statehood, which gave us the internal authority over the affairs of our country, with Britain continue to look after foreign affairs and defense, as we had a self-interned government known as statehood. And then in 1974, we had our independence. So I am looking at it through that lens, Mr. Pierre. All right, the different aspects, how we move from one stage to the other in order to attain independence. And we have we must look at the Gary so Eric Matthew Gary, the role he played in taking Grenada from 1951 to 1974 into independence, understanding that the plantocracy and the intelligentsia of Grenada never supported Eric Matthew Gary. And it is on the backs of the poor and ordinary people of this country that independence was won, because the intelligentsia and those who supported the plantocracy, the residue of the plantocracy, never supported independence. Independence should not be something that is, where the political directorate must see it as the party office now, and that is our time and your time. Independence should be the greatest celebration in our country. Independence is what gives us what we have today. When we lowered the Union Jack at midnight on the 6th of February 1974, and we hoist the Grenada flag, our national flag, with our anthem played by Cyril Mitchell, I think that was the starting point of a nation in building. And the 50th anniversary we are about to celebrate, it was built on the back of the poor and ordinary people of this country who supported the Eric Matthew Gary movement and the Grenada United Labour Party. Have a good evening, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar, and well said. It was built on the backs of the poor, the marginalized, the estate workers. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah, my brother, I want to speak about something,
Go right ahead.
About the gun crime in Grenada.
Go right ahead.
Too much of gun crime in Grenada, so we want to know what's going on. Gunfire in here, gunfire in there, gunfire in the ghetto, gunfire all about the place, All Grenville, Telescope, all this place, and then gunfire. What is going on, Mr. Pierre? We don't know what's going on, man. The kids, and them afraid to come out in the street now, man. Gun, where they have to come out now. Gun crime and things all about the place, man. What is going on with that, man?
Well, it seems the government's is generally attitude is that you're going to get used to it. The government claim that there is an increase of gun in the Caribbean. It's endemic, and they're kind of indifferent. Their attitude, indifference as they express, might indicate get used to it. I don't see the government have any solution. They don't think it's no big deal. They say this is existing all about, and he'll be here too. Yes, caller, welcome.
Brother Pierre?
Yes, very welcome.
I'm supposed to call the program today, but
Well, you're still on the program. You don't get through first for today.
Pardon me?
Go right ahead. You're still on the program.
Oh, I'm surprised you know the quiz. I was telling you to meet me there when you're done. All right. Okay.
All right. Well, no problem. Right.
Are they writing by the jog too here?
Yeah, no problem. Relax right there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, was one of the callers that like to open bat. But this morning he didn't get an opportunity to open bat. So he just making contact. And as the individual has said that we're celebrating 50 years. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to get you on the WhatsApp, but I'm not getting you on anything or working there, but I can stay on that one, on that line.
The WhatsApp, right?
So I'll call back there.
Okay.
Take care.
Yes, you want to get on the WhatsApp. So the concern is that government is celebrating 50 years, and it shouldn't be government celebrating 50 years, but the nation is celebrating 50 years of independence, and 50 is a significant period. And obviously, one should make every attempt to have unity. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, punch. Go right ahead, caller. We lost this caller. Yes, we lost this caller. Caller, try again. Yes, go right ahead. Come in. We hear you.
Mr. Pierre. Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
Deacon, and the poor people terrorist group. Take out all this money, say they're supporting for independence. All this money, $15, $20 million for independence. And the man who helped create independence, you didn't call him. You don't say nothing about him. You see how biased these people are, and the people are wicked, You're making a big force about independence. But the man who created independence, you don't even mention him no way. Lord have mercy on Grenada.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, I think the emphasis, when Deacon started up, perhaps the emphasis was on the period of the revolution and his period. Because remember, Deacon said nothing was achieved post-1983. Nothing was achieved in Grenada post-1983. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, go right ahead.
I trust you have had a good weekend and a pleasant weekend to everyone.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Pierre, I just want to say to us as parents, as guardians, as Grenadians, as we approach our 50th anniversary of independence, let us all put our hearts and hands together and work together for the good of this nation. It is our responsibility as parents to educate, to train, to work, to discipline our children. And I've heard the Prime Minister talk about zero tolerance on gun. And it is in most cases, the same poor people, children that are involved in these activities. And we have a responsibility to try to educate them and urge them against getting involved in such activities, because at the end of the day, we are the ones that have to find money to come up with lawyers to defend them. And most cases, we are the ones that are around the courthouse bawling. When we have gone in the ghetto, in these remote areas, and our children know what they're getting involved with, they need to stop. This is not putting food on our table and is not helping us as a community, so they need to stop, make a conscious effort, and do what is good for all of us. Have a good day. I thank you.
Yes, caller, and caller, I agree with you. A lot of the young individuals that are getting involved in drugs, pretty larceny, some dumb crimes, the level of aggressiveness that they have, but it affects everybody in the society. It affects everybody in the society. And that's why I spend so much time on speaking about taking the correct action between 0 and 16 years. That is when parents have the most control on their children. This is why I argue that we have to get hungry for education. We have to do better. The teachers in the school will normally say it's not them, it's the parents. The government say we're doing our best. And I believe everybody needs to do more. I'm not satisfied the teachers are doing their best. And the government have to give policy direction. And the government have to advocate certain issues. But the government must be conscious that if you have high unemployment on the ground, all these, the professionals would tell you, the scientists would tell you, that when you have high unemployment on the ground, it could contribute to social disorder. And governments normally come in and try to help to mitigate by providing jobs and trying to secure people. In the big countries, you have a number of social programs. What this government has done is to aggravate the unemployment situation. The language used by the government is unacceptable. You cannot describe people as classless. Some of the language used by the top members of the NDC is unacceptable. The policy of the government, where it seems the government is ready to provide money, bribery, because what we're doing, we believe it is opening the door to a cesspool of corruption. It could filter down on the ground. I am extremely concerned about the children in school. I believe parents have to take the bull by the horn. Parents have to be more aggressive about the children's education. They have to make certain that the children do well in school. They have to be concerned about the subjects that your children are selecting. Some children are cast aside. They are profiled from the day they enter school. It may not be done maliciously, but it is part of the culture of the educators. And in the ending, over 70% of the children cannot meet the basic requirement. This is unacceptable. By the time your child reaches Form 3 or 4, they select the subjects that they have to do. So from the time your child enters in school or while your child in primary school, the parents have to help to determine what subjects your child do. I hear people say about the child have to choose. No. Not the child alone. You have to encourage your child to do the subjects that will help them to be competitive on the job market. Sometimes you feel sorry for children. When they tell you the subjects they do in school, you know, Jumbie take them. They get left. Our children have to be able to pass the science subjects in school. They have to do maths, computer science. In addition to that, it is an asset. It is good. It is a plus if your child do French and Spanish. Grenada is 100,000 people, but we have a good geopolitical relationship with the Spanish countries that have millions and millions of people. So the chances that your child get to go and study or play football in a Spanish country is good. But if they cannot speak Spanish and they cannot speak French and they did not do the science subject, they're less likely to be competitive on the job market. That is one of the fundamental challenges we have in Grenada. Too few of our children are leaving school with the basic requirements. This is one of the reasons the government come up with the Imani program and Project Fly and the other projects they have to provide a second opportunity, a second chance for some of these children. Now, the government is not interested in the Imani program. This government doesn't seem to be interested in Project Fly and the other projects that they had, the other programs that they had. But they don't have an alternative program. I am disturbed when I hear schools having fair and dance. I ask, why not concert and dance? There is no concert in the schools. With the exception of PBC, Presentation Boys College, you don't even hear any consistency with choirs in school. Not even the church schools have a choir. So your child who could sing good never have an opportunity to sing in school. Go and ask King Job, or Job King, what they call it. All his life he wanted to sing. He feel he could sing. But he never had the opportunity in school to sing. We have to do better. We have to, every time you speak about that, they're speaking about content. It's not content, it's productivity. If your child if you have a teacher teaching maths, or Spanish or French, and out of 100 children he's teaching, only 10% is passing, the teacher cannot teach. They're not doing a good job. Parents are going in the school and they're raising fund. You're raising fund for general account. The school is yours. You're in charge of the school? No, you mustn't raise fund for general account. Raise fund for specific projects. Maybe you could raise fund to bring an additional maths teacher in school. Maybe you could raise fund for music, for table tennis, for swimming, for karate, for judo. Maybe you could raise fund to bring in 2 Spanish-speaking individuals to teach Spanish in the school. Maybe you could raise fund to bring 2 indie people from Ecuador or France to teach French. You're raising fund for general fund, general account. What, all the fund you're raising, what difference does it make in the school? Tell me. Well, don't tell me. When you go home, discuss that issue. All the funds we are raising in school, what difference does it make to my child's education? Is the child smarter? Your child getting maths? No, this issue are there. Don't expect this government to change anything. The Minister of Education was part of the system, and based upon my research, he will not change nothing. He likes the status quo. It's a sense of laziness. You won't change nothing. And 70% of the children that exit school cannot meet the minimum requirement. We're going to have more violence. You could jump high, you could jump low. You're going to have more villages and villages in conflicts because there is no groups in the school to strengthen the social bond between the communities. So if the boys have a lot of time and they're not doing well, they might fight more. And then by the time you have a fair and the children listen to the music, it's fight music they're playing there. Fight music. Take your time and listen to the music that is played by the DJs in the fair and dance. Fight music. When they have, I don't know what they call it, the children does have a chance to dance. Long ago they used to call it blocko. But now they have other names. It's fight music they're playing. Blood a go run. How to cock up. So what you expect will happen? If guns are more available now, then the boys will be attracted to guns. The boys and the girls. And the government is indifferent because they claim it's endemic. We can't shut our eyes. We can't close our eyes and just hope for the best. Faith without work is dead. You have to work. You have to prepare to ensure that your child do well in school. And you could do that. It's not hard. The children are doing well in school. The parents is behind them. You might be on the side of your child. You go in parent-teachers meeting. You listen what they go on. You go in the fair and dance. You wind down the place. And your children can't pass maths. They cannot pass English. They get cookery, they cannot cook. Now, so we must look at the education system. And we must demand that those involved are more productive. Don't expect the government to do nothing. The government is a greedy group of vultures that are trying to enrich their pockets. They're borrowing money from the GDP bank. There are no precedents in this country for that. Individual is removed from cabinet, demit office, but you have to have a gracious offer to demit office. So the government itself is rewriting the whole template. And we come to the end of our program and we're back with you again tomorrow for another opportunity for you to punch. Thank you very much.